Hey all you cool cats and kittens, my name is Rick. I'm a senior caretaker here in the carnivore department at the Oklahoma City Zoo. Today we are in Cat Forest in the Tucker Intern building, and we're here for a very special day. It is Puddles, our fishing cat's second birthday.
Woohoo!
Puddles is a little new to this yard, so he's being a little shy. You might see him up in the corner there. He's only been out here for about 3 days now.
Rick, if you go on this side,
Yeah,
you can.
over here. Maybe you can get a good view of him and
Rick
at the same time. So you might see him right up there in the top corner, kind of back of the habitat. As I said, this is only his third day out on habitat. Normally this is the Tara exhibit, but our Tara is self-isolating right now inside, and today's Puddles day out. So he's still kind of getting used to this new environment, still exploring. You might see a little feet sticking out in front of him. We're trying to kind of coax him out here so he can see all his presents and his cake. Like I said, Puddles is 2 years old. He is a fishing cat. Fishing cats are from Asia, the Asian subcontinent, like India, Bangladesh, also Southeast Asia, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Myanmar, places like that. They tend to live around water when you find them, like lakes, rivers, swampy areas, mangroves, things like that. They have a lot of adaptations to help them live in those areas. They have partially webbed front feet, which help them swim. It also helps kind of act as snowshoes when they're walking on that marshy, muddy ground. They have claws that kind of stick out a little bit. So most cats' claws will retract normally, and they'll only bring them out when they need to use them. Fishing cats are a little unique with cheetahs in that they're not fully retractable, so they'll always be out a little bit, and that might help them catch fish underwater. They are excellent swimmers. They have 2 layers of fur. Their longer guard hairs, which gives them their color, is what we see normally. But they also have a layer of fur underneath that that's a lot shorter and denser, and that kind of acts as like insulation for them while they're swimming and keeps their skin dry, despite being in the water a lot.
Can you tell us what his birthday cake is made out of?
Yeah, so you might see the birthday cake right there. It's got 3 layers to it. The bottom layer, it's got some food coloring in it to kind of make it fun and blue. There's also some capelin, some fish in there. There's a second layer that's got some blood in it because cats are carnivores. They do enjoy blood and meat. Fishing cats especially like fish, obviously, based on their name. So he's got capelin in there, and you see 2 trout sticking up, acting as his 2 birthday candles. So I'm sure once he gets brave enough to come down, he's going to really enjoy that cake. There's also some baby food actually smeared on that as well.
What kind of baby food?
I think it's chicken.
Chicken
or turkey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell our viewers a little bit about Puddles and his story?
Yeah, Puddles has a really interesting story actually. We have 2 fishing cats here besides Puddles, his mom and dad. Miri is 13 years old this year. I think she's turning 14 maybe actually this summer. And Boone is 6 years old. That's his father. We brought Boone in because we wanted to breed with Miri, but she was getting a little bit older. Usually fishing cats will start breeding when they're around 2 to 4 years old, and she was already 11 or 12 years old when we had her. We still wanted to breed her, so we got Boone in to be her mate, and we were a little skeptical at first. We weren't sure that was going to happen because they were both first-time breeders. They didn't really know the ropes, so to speak. But we introduced them together when she came into heat, and they started breeding, and we're like, okay, that's good news. We waited a couple weeks. We kind of made jokes about, what would actually happen if she got pregnant. We don't really think she can become pregnant maybe because she might be too old, but what would happen? And we were sort of joking around one day in the office, and we wanted to come up with names in case something happened. We wanted to come up with a name that's kind of themed with a fishing cat, so something to do with water because they spend so much time around water. And so we're thinking like Splish, Splash, Drip Drop, and Mandy, the primary caretaker at the time, came up with Puddles, kind of as half-jokingly. And we all laughed and kind of put it in the back of our heads, but didn't really think it was a possibility. And then a few weeks go by, a month goes by, and she doesn't come back into heat. And we're like, oh, this might actually be happening. So Mandy starts training with Miri for weeks and months at a time to be able to take radiographs, basically an x-ray of her. We developed special equipment to do it and built special boxes for them to be able to do it in her stall. And one day we come down, the vets come down with their radiograph equipment. They take a radiograph of her. We wait until later in the day. Mandy gets a call, goes up to the hospital, comes back with a piece of paper with a little gray blob circled on it, and just says Puddles underneath it. And we knew that time that, oh, Mary's got something inside of her. She's got little puddles. And so we jokingly referred to the fetus inside of her as Puddles for the next few weeks. Their gestation is only about 60 days, so it was a little bit over 2 months. But we still called them Puddles every time we talked about them. And then the day came, and we're like, well, should have been born by now. Why isn't he coming out? Where's Puddles? And we talked to the SSP coordinator, which is the Species Survival Plan coordinator, who's in charge of all the fishing cats in AZA zoos in North America. And he said, oh, they should have been born by now based on the timeline, so you guys need to do something about that. He might not be viable. It might just be, inside of Miri, which is not very safe for her health. So we took him up for an emergency cesarean section at the Joan Kirkpatrick Animal Hospital here at the Oklahoma City Zoo. And our vets performed an emergency C-section, which was the first time it had been done in an AZA facility. Puddles was removed, and he was not breathing on his own. But he did have a heartbeat. So for about 4 minutes, we had a vet tech using a little tiny straw or tube, breathing into him to make sure that oxygen was getting into his lungs. She did that for 4 minutes without him breathing on his own. But they knew that he had a heartbeat, so he was still alive, and so they kept trying. And eventually, he started breathing. He coughed and started breathing on his own. We tried to reintroduce him with Miri, his mother, shortly after that, but she didn't really show any maternal instincts, which really isn't that uncommon for first-time mothers. So we knew we had to hand rear him, which is not our first choice. Normally, we'd always want to put a kitten with its mother for natural upbringing, but we wanted him to survive, so we raised him ourselves. We had people coming in 24 hours a day to feed him overnight, every few hours, because they require that when they're so small. And then we brought him down after a few months, and he's been living here ever since. He's been doing great. Sorry, it's kind of a long story there, but
No, it's a great story. It's very unique and makes it all very original, just like Puddles. That's his story. And Rick, just for our viewers that are just starting to tune in, maybe you could explain. He is being a little shy in this, but this is all on his terms. So for him to come down and check everything out.
Yes, correct. So we don't want to ever try to stress our cats out any more than they normally would be. So we give him access to this yard. This is only his 3rd day with access here, as I said. So he's a little shy. Some cats have different personalities, and he's a little bit more cautious than others. So he likes to kind of make sure he's safe in his surroundings before he becomes really comfortable.
Just his personality, right? He's always
Exactly,
a little cautious.
Exactly. So I'm sure all these streamers and birthday cake, he'll love to play with once he's a little bit more secure, but right now it's all kind of new to him.
He's getting a lot of birthday wishes. And one of our viewers is asking, are fishing cats endangered?
Fishing cats are considered vulnerable, which is a high risk for being extinct. Depends on where you look, but IUCN is generally who we go by, and they classify them as vulnerable. So yes, they are definitely threatened in the wild. Their main threats are human interactions, so basically human expansion, losing their habitat, and maybe some agricultural runoff or industrial waste and pollution getting into their waterways, or maybe loss of fishing for them. So just definitely humans are the main cause of their population declines in the wild.
I think, Sabrina, we've asked for some questions from our viewers, and I think Sabrina has some, don't you?
Yes, so prior to this, we also want to hear from our viewers. So we posted a question box on our Instagram story, and we're going to read some of those questions now. So our first question, Rick, is what is Puddles' favorite snack?
Puddles' favorite snack? Well, he is a fishing cat, so he does love fish. That's probably his favorite thing that we give him. The trout right there is going to be an extra special treat for him. We don't get that very often.
That's in his birthday cake,
yeah,
right?
You see those candles sticking out there. Those are frozen trout for him. We'll give him capelin and herring pretty regularly, but trout is not a normal necessarily part of his diet.
Okay, awesome. Where are fishing cats from?
Fishing cats are from Asia. They're found mostly like in India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, but also in some Southeast Asian countries like Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam.
All right. What is his favorite kind of enrichment?
Favorite kind of enrichment? Well, these streamers are definitely going to be up there. He loves to destroy things, so we give him cardboard, phone books, and things like that, and he'll love just tearing it up with his claws.
All right. And does he get any live fish to catch?
We've given him live fish in the past. It's not his favorite. They tend to be a little masochistic with them, we'll say that. They'll try to fish them out of the pool and then kind of just watch them flop around on the ground. And occasionally they'll even pick them up and put them back in the pool so they can fish them back out again.
And are fishing cats like leopards? I know they have spots, so are they similar in any way?
Not really. So these are small cats, whereas leopards are considered large cats or big cats. Besides their spots, there's not really a whole lot of similarities between them.
All right, and one more question from our Instagram users are their paws different from other cats to help them fish? Why are they called fishing cats?
Great question, yeah. So they are called fishing cats because they are excellent at fishers. Their paws are different in 2 different ways from normal cats. One of them is that they're partially webbed, so that helps help them swimming. They do spend a lot of time in the water. They're excellent swimmers. They can even completely submerge themselves under the water when they are swimming. But their claws are not fully retractable like most cats. Most cats, when you see them, when they're not using their claws, you just see their toes. But fishing cats and cheetahs both have only semi-retractable claws.
Right. We're going to take a couple questions from our Facebook viewers. Are his parents still at the OKC Zoo?
Yes, both his parents are still here. We have Miri, his mother, who is 13 years old, going to be 14 this year, and Boone, his father, who is going to be 7 this summer, I believe.
All right. Awesome. Does Instagram have any questions, our live viewers?
Let's see. Yeah, we've got a viewer, Price 18, asking, does he like catnip like house cats?
I don't remember if he specifically likes catnip. It's kind of hit or miss, just like with our cats at home. I have a cat at home, and she does not care about catnip in the slightest. But some of our cats absolutely adore it, and they'll roll around in it and act just like our house cats do. It's pretty cute.
Great question.
All right, well, thank you everybody for watching. Yes, Puddles very shy today, but we will do our best to get pictures of him later on enjoying his cake.
Absolutely. We will give an update on our birthday boy. Oh, well.
Oh, he's making a move.
Actually, he's making a move, folks. Hold on.
Stay tuned.
Stay with us for a minute.
I don't think he wants this live video to end.
I don't think he does either. He's coming down to get a fish snack.
And can you tell our viewers again why he's kind of being so shy?
Yeah, so he's a little shy right now just because this is kind of a new environment for him. He's only had access to this habitat for 3 days now. We wanted to move him over from the normal fishing cat yard because there were 3 fishing cats sharing that yard, his 2 parents and himself, and we wanted to give him more outside time, basically. So we brought him over to the Tayra habitat, and so now he can rotate with our Tayra Chaco every other day. So he'll have more time outside and more time to play in the water and explore. So it's all new to him, a little bit overstimulating. He's kind of trying to figure out the lay of the land as it is right now. But
he's really interested, and so probably does he, it's all new smells and scents for him and everything, right?
Exactly, yeah, everything is stimulating. Cats have pretty sharp senses in general, not just sight, but also hearing and smell. And he's sharing some space now with Sumatran tigers and with our Chaco Tayra, or our Tayra Chaco.
Well, now to clarify, the tigers are next door, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
They are next door. He doesn't actually share space with them, but he shares smells and sounds with them now.
Absolutely.
Which he's not quite used to, so.
And our fishing cat solitary, does he spend time with his parents at all?
No, so yeah, they are solitary animals, just like almost all wild cats except for lions. They will live by themselves, except for when they're breeding or it's the mother raising their young.
Okay, our questions are still coming in. Rick, do you know, what is the lifespan for a fishing cat?
In the wild, it's probably around 12 years old. That's generally what the research has shown. But in human care, like at the Oklahoma City Zoo, they can definitely live into their late teens. His mother, Miri, is going to be pretty old now. So hopefully she's got quite a few years ahead of her. She's not showing any signs of deteriorating health or anything. So we can say, yeah, she'll probably be at least 17 or 18.
So we've talked about how there's fish on top of his cake. We have a little 6-year-old watching. His name is Luke. He would like to know what Puddles' favorite type of fish is.
His favorite type of fish is probably capelin, which is a really small fish. You can eat them in just a couple bites, so that's his favorite, his go-to. We also give our cats here some other whole prey like chicks and mice, and occasionally some pieces of rabbit, which he also really enjoys.
What's your favorite fun fact about fishing cats?
Favorite fun fact probably has to be their webbed feet, which is pretty unique. Only a couple cats have that, and most of them have to do with animals who spin in water, because normally cats don't really like water very much and they tend to stay away from it. So having webbed feet is pretty unique.
And how would you describe Puddles' overall demeanor? What's his personality like?
He's very shy, as you can see, but once he is comfortable, he's very playful. Like I said, he likes to play in water, he likes to splash around in it and play with toys in the water. And he likes to rip things up like cardboard or these streamers out here. Very destructive, makes a lot of cleaning for us.
You said earlier that fishing cats are vulnerable, so what are their threats that they face in the wild?
So the main threats that fishing cats in the wild face are caused by humans, either human expansion taking over their home ranges, or possibly pollution to their waterways because they rely so much on fish for their food that if pollution enters a water system and the fish start dying off, or if humans start overfishing an area, they won't have enough to eat. So human expansion is the main threat for them. They also tend to be poached occasionally, but it's not as common as some cats.
Okay. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you for joining the birthday party. Thanks for wishing Puddles a happy birthday and learning about fishing cats today. We can't wait to share the zoo with you soon. But until then, thanks for tuning in to OKC Zoo at 2. We're sharing a fun April Fool's Day video tomorrow, so be sure to tune in. And in the meantime, have a wonderful day.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Rick.